Did you hear about the Brooklyn man who was sentenced to 15 years in the Iran-directed murder for hire plot targeting journalist Masih Alinejad? Probably not. A federal judge in New York just handed down a 15-year sentence to maximum allowed to a Brooklyn man named Carlisle Rivera, also known as Pop, for his role in an Iran-directed murder for hire plot targeting Masih Alinejad, an Iranian-American journalist, author, and one of the most prominent voices speaking out against the Iranian regime from American soil. Rivera is 51 years old and a convicted murderer already before this, which tells you everything you need to know about why the IRGC chose him for this job. Here's how this works. High-ranking IRGC members pass instructions to a man named Farhad Shakeri, who is also an IRGC recruiter. He then hired Rivera because he spent time in prison with Rivera to locate and kill Alinejad in New York City. The contract price was $100,000. Rivera brought in a partner named Jonathan Lutholt, again from New York, and together they spent months conducting surveillance following Alinejad to public speaking events at places like Fairfield University in Connecticut, staking out a Brooklyn residence they believe was hers and sharing photographs and progress updates with Shakeri, who was in Iran. At one point, Rivera messaged Shakeri, quote, "This beep is hard to catch, bro. This message alone tells you this was not idle talk. This was an active, ongoing manhunt on American streets directed by no other than the IRGC clandestine operations." What I want you to understand from my experience, having been raised there, that the way the IRGC operates when they want to silence someone but maintain deniability is, guess what? Hire someone from the outside to do it. They don't send the Quds Force operatives in uniform. They find a local criminal who knows the streets, who can blend in, and there's no obvious foreign ties, and who will do it for money. That is a model I have seen in investigations throughout my career, obviously used by other criminal elements, but it's far harder for an average officer on the streets to recognize as terrorism because it looks like local crime until you pull the thread all the way back to Tehran. Alinejad herself stood in the courtroom and told the judge that every attempt on her life was not just an attack on her, but an attack on every American. She was right. Shakeri still remains at large and is in Iran. He's part of the IRGC. Tell me what you think about a group like IRGC using local street criminals to run assassination operations on American soil and on American citizens. And guess what? They recruit kids, your kids, by meeting them in gaming chat rooms, sending them to Telegram, and then offering them money. I teach the feds how to identify and catch these clandestine terrorist operatives, and now I'm going to teach you the same. Why is that? It takes all of us to get rid of what the biggest threat to our country is. If you want to go deeper on topics like this, join my newly created free community called Radicalization Awareness Network through the link in my bio. And as always said, please like, share, comment, follow, and if you see something, say something. Thanks for watching and be safe.